Greetings, dear radio listeners and viewers who are tuning in to our live stream, or for those of you who may be catching this on the replay. My name is Shantae, better known on social media as Life Coach 614, and I am absolutely delighted to have each and every one of you here today as we set out on this new journey of self-care and well-being together. Before we dive into the heart of the matter, let's take a moment to establish some ground rules and boundaries. In order to maintain a harmonious atmosphere, we have admins and moderators on hand to assist us throughout the chat today. Please keep in mind that this space is dedicated to sharing, caring, and embracing each other's unique self-care paths. Your active participation and engagement during the sessions help us to cultivate the positive energy we cherish here. We kindly ask that you consider your contributions with intention, as all donations and subscriptions during the live stream go directly to the Self-Care Club LLC, creating a ripple effect for positive change within the community. For more details about the Self-Care Club, or if you are ready to schedule your one-on-one personalized coaching session with me, please visit selfcareclub.org for more details. Again, that's selfcareclub.org. Now, together on this beautiful day, let's commit to transforming this community into a nurturing and uplifting space for all. If you are ready to embark on a fresh self-care adventure with me today, don't hesitate to drop some green hearts in the chat. Let me see those green hearts. We're going to check the chat and see who we have here with us today. I see Miss Gloria, Wanda, Kale, we got still that Texas boy in the house. Percy here. Booby Low Diggs. Come on now. I see the gang's all here. Welcome in, you guys. Thank you so much for being here with us today. All month long, we have been fostering meaningful conversations to honor Mental Health Awareness Month. From sharing personal stories to exploring strategies for self-care and resilience, our conversations have shed light on the importance of mental well-being. I encourage you to continue to join us all month long as we advocate for compassion, support, and destigmatization, creating a community where everyone feels valued and heard. So all month long, we have been choosing a word of the day, and we have started with the definition, like the dictionary definition of the word. And then we have broken this word down to apply it to our self-care, right? To make it make sense for us. So the word for today is balance. Can you guys type balance in the chat for me? Balance. B-A-L-A-N-C-E. And so when we look at the dictionary definition of balance, according to Webster, the definition of balance encompasses several aspects. Now, it generally refers to the state of having different elements properly arranged or proportioned and regulated. For instance, it can describe a balanced diet, a balanced budget, or even a balanced assessment, indicating that the different parts are in harmony or equal to one another. But today, we're going to break this word down into something that we've all strived for at some point, but it can often be elusive to us, right? It's like we're seeking balance, but we really just don't know how to get it. And so I'm going to break this word down because, again, like I said, I know in this world where everything is go, 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 we constantly feel overwhelmed or a little off kilter, right? But what if, just imagine, you guys, what if we could anchor ourselves with a simple yet powerful framework? Just what if, right? So this framework is encapsulated by the word balance. So I feel like what we're all seeking, right? This evenness, this balance that we're all seeking is absolutely doable if we follow these simple steps. So when I think of the word balance, I think of breath, breathe, right? Appreciate, listen, thank you, align, nourish, center, and energize. I'm going to say them again. Breathe, appreciate, listen, align, nourish, center, and energize. So when we first think to breathe, right? The first step in all that we do begins with what? Our breath, right? We have to take mindful moments to reground ourselves and recenter ourselves by our breath, because it is the one thing that we have complete and utter control over, right? So the first step is to just breathe. And it sounds simple, but I know how oftentimes we really take, we take this for granted. We don't fully tap into this resource that the universe has given us. And so, when we think about it, how often do we truly take the time to breathe deeply and consciously? Deep breathing can reduce your stress. It can help to calm our minds and bring clarity to our thoughts. So I encourage each and every one of you to take a deep breath, right? Start every single morning taking a moment each day to focus on your breath. You can do 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's not something that you have to spend so much focused time on. But every single day, you should pay attention to your breath. Notice how, when you inhale through your nose, you're inhaling cool air. And as it goes into your body, when you breathe out from your mouth, notice how it's warm, right? Pay attention to how it feels, how your body feels, right? Because once you really pay attention to it and then you focus and you're purposely breathing, right? Then you're absorbing and taking in so much positive energy. Because anytime we inhale, we should want to inhale positivity, right? We inhale all that is good. And when we exhale, we think about all the things that are stressing us, these things that are keeping us sad and depressed, and these things that are holding us back. And so when we exhale, we're supposed to let it go, right? So we're supposed to, out with the old, in with the new, right? So breathe in positive energy. Breathe out negative energy and negativity, okay? So again, the beginning of finding balance is to focus on your breath, okay? And so the next letter is A for appreciate. And we didn't type breath in the chat, but we're going to jump to appreciate. So can I ask you guys to type appreciate in the chat for me? Appreciate. Once we get our breath work underway, y'all, we've got to start to appreciate. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that can transform our outlook on life. By appreciating the small things like a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, a beautiful sunset, or simply a smile from a stranger, it allows us to start to cultivate a positive mindset that uplifts us and those around us. So it's contagious, you guys. When we develop this attitude of gratitude, it allows us to not only see the beauty in the world, but to then share all that is beautiful with the world. So make sure that you guys are cultivating an attitude of gratitude and really spend time appreciating the little things. Be grateful for the small things in life. All right, so then we have the L. The L is for listen. Type listen in the chat for me. I'm going to step on some of y'all's toes, so I hope y'all got y'all shoes on today. All right, listen. Sometimes we got to talk less and listen more, right? Say less, listen more, right? We live in a very noisy world, and it's easy to drown out our own inner voice. Listening means that we have to start to pay attention to our own thoughts. We've got to start to pay attention to our feelings, and we've got to start paying more attention to the people around us. Active listening fosters empathy. It strengthens relationships, and it helps us to make more informed decisions. So sometimes, you know, when you're feeling unheard, when you're feeling like your words are falling on deaf ears, sometimes we just got to stop talking. Stop saying it. Close your mouth. Open your eyes. Open your ears. Open your mind. Open your heart. And listen. Because a lot of times as we go through situations in life, especially when we're not getting the desired results, right? So as we're going through life and we're not getting things the way we really want, all of a sudden we need to stop for a second, press the pause button, stop talking, and do less talking and more listening. Because there could be a message from the universe that we are overlooking. Right? Or it could be that we're simply saying it to all the wrong people. So as I'm out here and I'm sharing my message, if I feel like it's falling on deaf ears, maybe it's not for them. Or if I'm saying I want this and this is what I want, and you know, I'm setting my intentions and I'm confessing what I want to the universe, and I still don't seem to be getting it, then maybe I need to listen, because maybe the universe is trying to tell me that's not for you. That's nice that you want it, but at the end of the day, the universe has final say, right? So if that's not what it's supposed to be and that's not what's for me, I ain't ever getting it. As many times as I talk about it, it's not going to come. So you've got to be willing to listen. And I'm not just saying listen to the words that other people feed you. I'm talking about listening to what the universe is trying to feed you. Okay? So you've got to be willing to open your eyes, open your ears, open your mind. You've got to be open to new things, right? And most importantly, you have to be willing to open your heart. So sometimes we just got to quiet the noise from everything else and listen. Now, once we've focused on our breath, we've began to appreciate the little things, we're listening more. Next is align. Type align in the chat for me, please. We've got to align. And when we think about align, alignment is about ensuring that our actions reflect our values and our goals. So I want to make sure that what I'm talking about is what I'm doing. I want to make sure that the things that I am doing align with how I feel and what I believe in, right? Because I want to do things with purpose. And so the only way that I can do things with purpose is if I spend time listening and ensuring that my actions reflect my values and goals. So as a life coach, my desire is to spread positivity on purpose. So I need to make sure that my actions, the things that I do, the things that I talk about, I want to make sure that those things are done in a positive manner. So much so that if I am in a low vibrational state, if I am in a negative space, then I don't open the door to teach or to coach at that opportunity because it's not coming from a good place for me. So I want to make sure that I am completely aligned and understanding that, you know what, if I want to spread positivity, that I must also start with positivity. Right? So I've got to do more than have a good intention. I have to be what I'm trying to do, which means I have to be about positivity. It needs to match up. So the things that I'm saying, I need to feel it. And then I need to feel what I am saying. And so I tell you guys that I press this button every day and I have these conversations with y'all, but really it's for me because I need to pour into myself too. So I'm going to make sure that this message doesn't come off messy. I want to make sure that my message each day comes off in a positive manner because I've got to serve positivity because all day long it's what I do. So in the mornings we push the button, we do the group coaching sessions, and then throughout the day I'm seeing clients one-on-one. So I've got to make sure that in all I do, I serve positive energy. And if I'm low vibrational, I got to go back and refill my cup. Because there's a long line of people who are standing and waiting for me to also fill theirs. So again, make sure that you are experiencing an alignment. When we start to align our daily activities with our core beliefs, then we create a sense of purpose for what we're doing. And it gives us direction to keep moving forward. This alignment allows us to stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. So that way, when life gets to life in the middle of the day, it doesn't bother me because I already know I'm on a path with purpose. And so when things get a little messed up, when someone shows up to try to ruin my day, or, you know, the DOPs come through, which for those of you who don't know, a DOP is what we refer to as a disruptor of peace. And we are surrounded by DOPs, y'all. And they show up at the best moments, which is always the worst time, right? And they show up and, you know, they infiltrate what you got going on. They make you feel like they like what you're doing and they enjoy the atmosphere. And then when you're least expected, the DOPs will get up and knock everything off the table. They start flipping over chairs and they start disrupting things because they've made it in, right? They've infiltrated your happiness. They've gotten right in the middle of your joy. And now all of a sudden they wreck shop. They come through, like I said, they start knocking stuff off the tables, flipping tables over, throwing chairs, spreading lies. Because that's their job. That's what they do. See, I choose to spread positivity on purpose. We've got some people who just wake up and choose violence each day. And if I'm not walking in my purpose and I'm not operating out of a place of peace, and if I'm not aligned with what my purpose is, those disruptors will knock me off. They'll change my mood, which is why we come out a bag on people sometimes, right? We just completely lose it on certain people sometimes. That's because we weren't aligned in our actions today. So again, remember that alignment keeps us grounded and focused on what truly matters. All right? So we got our breath underway. We are starting to appreciate things. We're listening more. We're operating from a space of alignment that matches our values and our beliefs. So next, we have to nourish. Can you guys type nourish in the chat? Because if we're going to experience this long-lasting balance, we've got to nourish both our mind and our body, okay? So if you want to maintain balance, if you want to maintain your peace, you've got to feed your body and feed your mind. feed your soul, your spirit. Okay? Remember, everything that we do is holistic. So we want to make sure that we're eating healthy foods, we're drinking more water and staying hydrated, that we're feeding our mind with positive, enriching content. We're reading more books, right? We're listening to podcasts. We're tapping into more positive energy. We're going to therapy. We're getting life coaching, right? So we want to make sure that we're feeding our mind, our body, our spirits. And, when we do this, all of these self-care practices that we're doing, this allows us to stay physically strong and mentally resilient. So make sure you are nourishing yourself. Make sure that you are doing what feels good to your soul, to your spirit. All right, so then after nourish, we've got center. Center. Can you guys type center in the chat for me, please? Center, yes, thank you. Centering ourselves through mindfulness and meditation helps us to stay grounded amidst all the chaos that life serves on a daily basis. It's about finding your inner calm, focusing on the present moment. Okay? So when we think about being centered, remember we talked about our mindfulness exercises, things that allow us to be brought back to the here and now, to the present, right? Meditation, whether it's a guided meditation or if you've graduated to being able to guide yourself. These things help to calm everything that's going on around you. So I'm constantly saying how, I'm surrounded, Rome is burning down all around me. And guess what? I still feel calm and at peace. I'm centered. I'm grounded. Okay? And so you have to be open to finding the inner calm and focusing on the present moment. You know what? I have zero control over what happened yesterday. I can't control the past. I know that I made mistakes yesterday. I know that, someone wronged me or hurt me yesterday. But, it's yesterday and I survived it. Because to date, I have survived 45 years of mess and stress and drama and heartache and every other weapon that was formed to destroy me. But I survived it. So anything that happened before this moment is no longer my concern. I release it. And you know what? I can't do anything about tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, because I don't have control over the future. But what I am in control of is this moment right now. So knowing what I know right now, how am I going to operate? How am I going to navigate towards what's coming next? What steps am I going to take? Because now I know better. So it's important that I do better, right? So I want to make sure that, I'm doing activities that are bringing me clarity, that are bringing me peace. So that way I can continue to navigate through life's challenges gracefully, resiliently. So that way when I get knocked down, I can say, you know what? We've been here before. I know what this looks like. I know what being knocked on my ass feels like. But I remember that I fell and I fell on my butt and it hurt. But I was still looking up. I was still looking up at the sky. So there's still options and there's still opportunity for me. Right? So I'm going to keep looking up and I'm going to keep getting up. No matter how many times life knocks me down, I'm going to keep getting up. And then I'm going to use the knowledge that I have that I didn't have before, because yesterday I didn't know any better, but now I do. So I'm going to use the knowledge that I had then, and I'm going to get back up again. And I'm going to get back up again, because if nothing else, I know how to stand up. Okay? Now, as I'm navigating through life and I'm trying to learn how not to fall, I do know that the universe blessed me with enough sense to get back up again. So, okay, we fell down. It hurt. Let's nurse this wound. Let's reflect on it. Let's feel how we feel, because our feelings are valid. But now I got to get back up. I can't sit here, because I'm fully aware that misery loves company, but I don't love misery. So I can't be its company. I don't like sadness. I don't like depression. I don't associate with those things. I don't identify as those things, right? Because I spread positivity. And I can't spread positivity when I'm sitting down here sulking and nursing my wounds. I got to put a Band-Aid on it. I got to kiss it to God and keep it moving, right? So we got to get back up. But the only way that I can do that is if I have the ability to bring calm to myself. Because I can't wait for somebody else to do it. I done fell down. They ain't even noticed I fell yet. They still moving on. So I can't wait for someone else to save me. I got to save myself. And I can't be doing all this self-care and all of this shadow work and all of this work on myself and not have enough sense to get myself back up. Because I got to hurry up and catch up. Because listen, everybody's still moving forward. Everybody's still progressing. I failed. That was my setback. But as soon as I catch up with y'all, I'm going to be like, y'all, listen, I had a time yesterday. Honey, I done failed. Y'all done kept it moving. It was dark. But then I had to remember, I own a light. So I thought I was gone when y'all left me. But then I had to remember, I got a light. Because I'm armed. And I'm protected. And I'm covered. So all I had to do was just reach in my backpack and grab my light and turn my light on. That was my bad for dimming my light for somebody else. Because, see, that's how I fail, right? I tried to dim my light so I wouldn't shine more. Because, you know, those people were around. And I wanted them to feel spectacular. So I dimmed my light. And as soon as I dimmed my light, I couldn't see the path in front of me. And so I tripped. And I fell, y'all. And so then when I fell, I realized that the people that I dimmed my light for were nowhere to be found. Why? Because they were following their own light. Yes. So they were following their own light. So when I needed them, because I thought that they were going to be there for me and I turned my light off, I couldn't see anything. Because, see, that was for them. And I was obedient in the past to understand that I got to keep shining my light because that's for me. But as soon as I dimmed mine, I fell, y'all. And now that I'm down here and I'm looking for all of these people, they're not around. But you know who is? The disruptors. The disruptors of peace are on their way. And that would be the negativity, that would be the misery, that would be the depression, that would be the anxiety. Listen, them DLPs was coming up fast, y'all. So I had to hurry up. And I had to reach in my bag because I've been carrying this bag my whole life. I had to reach in this bag and realize, hey, this little light of mine, honey, I'm going to just go ahead and let it shine. And as soon as I turned my light back on, I was able to get up. I was able to keep it moving. And I was able to get back on track. Because now I've learned, hey, don't dim your light for nobody. Keep glowing. So again, make sure that you are able to recognize that most of the things that you need to get back up again, honestly, I'm going to say 95% of what you need to get back up again when you fall is inside of you. So you've got to go inward and say, what is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it that I'm not seeing? What am I not hearing? And then listen. Because if you ain't doing nothing else when you sitting down there on your butt being sad and miserable, if you ain't doing nothing else, listen. Use your heart. Use your mind. Listen to what the universe is trying to tell you. So that way this time when you get up, you don't fall for the same mess over again. All right? So that was center. Center yourself using mindfulness and meditation to help you stay grounded when everything is going on around you, okay? So after center, we have energize. Can you guys type energize in the chat for me? Energize. So the last letter of balance is E, which again is energize. So we need to energize our lives. Now, in order to energize our lives, this involves engaging in activities that boost our energy, service vitality. Energize means exercise. Tap into hobbies that make you feel good. Spending time with loved ones, right? Energizing ourselves, excuse me, energizing ourselves fuels our passions and enthusiasm for life. So again, physical activity, get up, get moving, be more active. Hobbies, y'all, hobbies, I call it self-care, okay? Tap into all aspects. Think of your spiritual self-care, your creative self-care. Get active. Try something new. I'm really into painting, and I love paint by numbers. Some people do diamond painting. Some people do resin work or pottery. You have digital art. I mean, there's so much you can do. Okay, for some people, they're not so creative, or the creativity doesn't make them feel good. So then you have people who are artists through music, right? So it might be listening to some good music. It might be creating some good music, right? Make sure that you're spending time navigating and learning what makes you feel good. So you've got to experiment with your self-care. All right. Like I said, for me, a good playlist and a paint by numbers, honey, I'm on cloud 9. Okay? Like you get a real good playlist going and you give me some paint and leave me be. Listen, I'm distracted for hours. Don't worry about it. All is well in my world. My heart is content. I'm at peace. I don't need nothing but a bottle of water, space, and opportunity. So I encourage you to figure out what it is that energizes you. What's that spark for you? And if you try something because it looked fun and that wasn't it, hey, guess what? Try again. Remember, we're resilient. So try it. See if you enjoy it. See if it brings you the same joy that you noticed when someone else did it. And if that's not it, you know what? Try something else. Make sure that you are spending time with loved ones. So that's family. That's friends. Make it a point on a regular basis to spend time with loved ones. That right there is another boost. Okay? So again, when we think of balance, we have breathe, appreciate, listen, align, nourish, center, and energize. Incorporating these 7 principles into our daily lives can help us to achieve a state of balance. And y'all, I'm not going to hold you. It will not always be perfect. And that's okay. Sometimes things have to get off balance or off track to remind you where you're headed. So sometimes we need life's little detours. We need construction. Occasionally there has to be a roadblock. But these setbacks are simply setups for our comebacks. I'm going to say that again. Life's setbacks that you experience along the way are simply setting you up to make a comeback. And it's only going to make your story even greater. So understand, it is not going to always be perfect. And that's fine, because we're not doing it for perfection, right? But it will always be worth it. So make sure that you're focused on what matters, okay? And what matters is the effort that we put into striving for balance. What matters is that when we fall down, we get up again. What matters is when we get this block in the road, when we're stuck, in traffic and construction of life, that we don't quit and turn around and say, I'm not doing this. That we persevere, that we keep going, and that we keep moving. Because the only way that we're going to make it through this thing called life is if we keep growing through all of the things that we're going through. We've got to keep moving. We've got to keep growing. Okay, you guys? So I've got some affirmations for us. It's a balance affirmation. So it's 7 affirmations tied to each one of these pillars of balance. And so when we think of breathe. I take deep breaths and find calm in every moment. I take deep breaths and find calm in every moment. Breathe. Breathe. Appreciate. I am grateful for the abundance that surrounds me each day. I am grateful for the abundance that surrounds me each day. Appreciate. I am thankful and grateful for all that I have. Not for what I want, not for what I lost, right? I'm thankful and grateful for what I have. I'm focused on what I have an abundance of, not what I'm lacking. Listen. I listen to my inner voice and the wisdom that it brings. I listen to my inner voice and the wisdom that it brings. I listen. I listen with my heart. I listen with my mind. I listen with my ears. And I trust myself. I believe in myself. And I'm never going to steer me wrong. So I listen to my inner voice and the wisdom that it brings. Align. My actions reflect my true values and intentions. My actions, what I do, what I say, where I go. My actions reflect my true values and intentions. I walk with purpose. Nourish. I nourish my body with healthy foods and my mind with positive thoughts. I nourish my body with healthy foods and my mind with positive thoughts. I'm not going to feed myself negativity. I'm not going to feed myself toxicity. I don't eat bad vibes. So I nourish myself with healthy foods. I drink more water. I'm more mindful of what goes into my body. And I don't just stop with the food that I eat and the things that I drink. I also pay attention to what I feed my mind. And I only feed myself positive thoughts. I don't do the negative. So make sure that as you're nourishing your body, you're doing so with healthy foods, with healthy things, and you're feeding your mind positive thoughts, positive energy. Center. I find peace and clarity within myself. I find peace and clarity within myself. Every single thing that I need is already in me. I've got a light. There's a glow about me. The universe purposely and intentionally made me. So I've got this light, and I'm going to let this light shine, because what's for me is for me. And I got me. So I find peace and clarity within myself. Yeah, having other people around, that's cool, that's nice. But I got me. Because what's for me is for me. And I'm going to get what's for me. I'm going to take mine. So I find peace and clarity within myself. And lastly, energize. I engage in activities that uplift and energize me. I engage in activities that uplift and energize me. I'm only here for what sets my soul on fire. I don't want to waste my time. So if someone is serving something that doesn't resonate with my spirit, I can't do it. I can't sit here. Because, time is that precious thing that we can't get back. So I'm not going to waste my time. I only want to do what makes me feel good. I only want to do what sets my soul on fire, what energizes me. So I engage in activities that uplift and energize me. Yeah, me don't want that. Me don't want that. So again, I encourage each and every one of you to repeat these affirmations daily to help cultivate a balanced and fulfilling life. Let's commit to finding balance. Okay? Let's commit to finding balance. To breathe, appreciate, listen, align, nourish, center, and energize. By doing so, we create a more uplifting, more fulfilling, harmonious, and joyful life. Again, balance. Breathe. Appreciate. Listen. Align. Nourish. Center. And energize. Does anyone have any questions for me today surrounding balance? Questions, comments from the chat. What do you guys think about balance? What did you learn today? Thank you to everyone who came in. Thank you guys for all the gifts. Tapping the screen. I truly appreciate you. Gonna hold off for just a couple more moments, see if we've got any questions or comments in the chat as we begin to wrap up for the day. Booby Love says, we appreciate you more. Thank you. And give it a couple more moments. I know there's a delay sometimes. And I do just want to take an opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being here today. As always, your presence, as well as the presence that you guys have thrown, the gifts that you guys share, all of your contributions really mean a lot to me. Your support during the live streams directly benefit the Self-Care Club LLC. It enables us to make a positive impact on the community. So your generosity fuels our mission, and it's honestly why we're able to do what we do each day. So again, thank each and every one of you for not only being here, but for the gifts that you guys have shared. It really does mean a lot to me. If anyone is seeking any additional information about the Self-Care Club, or if you are ready to book a personalized one-on-one life coaching session with me, I encourage you to visit selfcareclub.org for more details. Again, selfcareclub.org. And I do hope that if we are not friends already, that you guys have given me a follow. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is the @ and Life Coach 614. And that will allow you to tap into some additional resources. You will start receiving daily love notes from Coach, which is just a 1 to 2 minute mindful message from me to you each day. And I do hope to see each and every one of you again during our next live group coaching session. We do meet Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, we are here. Shout out to my admins and moderators for holding it down in the chat. I appreciate you. And again, I am absolutely thankful and grateful to each and every one of you for being here. Shout out to you guys for waking up and choosing positivity today. I know sometimes, toxicity is a little entertaining, but I'm proud of you guys for choosing you and putting your self-care first. So, you guys are well underway to finding your balance. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. For those of you who just came in and you're interested in the content that we do, we will be back tomorrow live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to give me a follow. Come back tomorrow, and we'll have some more content. All right.